if you're older and you take testosterone, beware. That's what somebody's saying. And is that true? I mean, do you believe that? That if you're older, do you need to be cautious? Should you beware? Should you be scared? Should you not take it at all? I don't know. But there's somebody on here that's warning people. I don't want to give out the name. I figured if you find somebody on social media and they're telling you to beware of testosterone because they're actually on it, right? They're on it and they're having complications, and their doctor is threatening them like, we're going to take you off this testosterone, you're too old. Then ask your own doctor, ask a pharmacist, or watch other YouTube videos, read up on it, and then decide for yourself, should you go on testosterone? I myself, I didn't worry about it. In other words, I did my research, and I said to myself, I'm going to try it. I want to go on it. I might not get any changes. Did that go through my head? Actually, it didn't. Because I didn't hear anything like that. Nobody ever said to me, no doctor, no endo, no pharmacist, no one. No one said, Hunter, I think you're just too old to go on testosterone. You probably won't get any changes. So you shouldn't. And, you're risking your own health. You're risking your health. I didn't hear any of that. I wasn't warned. And nobody told me beware. But I'm watching this one person's video, and all these bad things are happening to him, so he's saying it's probably going to happen to you. No, he's saying it will happen to you. So I just want you guys to beware. So basically, if you run across any video of anybody saying this, that because things are happening to them doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. Don't take their word for it that it's going to, for sure, for certain, happen to you just because you're an older person. Just because you're not 18, 19, 20s, even 30s, that you're going to start having all kinds of problems because you took tea. As a matter of fact, this person is still taking testosterone according to him. So when I saw that, I'm like, why did I look at this person's video again? I watched him about a year ago and didn't even believe him then. But then his video popped up and I thought, oh, I guess he's still at it. So let's see what he has to say. I want to see if he had any changes. And he hasn't had any changes after 2 years. And so I thought, I don't understand. I'm still at that confused state where I don't understand where you can take testosterone for 2 years and not see any changes. But that may just be that person, how they react. Their body's reacting to testosterone, and that may be true. But to say, when you're older and you're taking testosterone, guys, trust me, believe me, and beware, this is going to happen to you. You're not going to get many changes, if any. Your blood pressure is going to get too high. Your cholesterol is going to get too high. And doctors are going to threaten to take you off of testosterone. And this is going to happen to you because it happened to me. Now that's what somebody else is saying. And I'm here to say, that didn't happen to me. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen to you, kind of thing. It's not going to happen to you, whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? I'm trying to tell you just be cautious when somebody tells you you shouldn't go on testosterone because certain things happened to them or didn't happen to them that they wanted to. Because there are people that listen to us. They listen to people that do YouTube. They listen to people that have already begun their transition and their journey, and so they want to know. I do know because I used to watch the videos too. I really don't watch them that much anymore. I just happened to run across this person's video. It just popped up and I thought, oh, okay. Oh, I see that's that same person. Wow, it doesn't look like they've had any changes. What are they saying? So I clicked on it. And then he turns around and says, and especially if you want to get top surgery and you're diabetic, guys, you're just not going to get top surgery. They're just not going to let you have it. So there you go. I mean, did that bother me a little bit? Maybe because I am diabetic. But so far, see, that's gotta be, that's not true. That's not true. So I'd hate for somebody to watch a video like that or listen to a person like that and they're diabetic, so they just go, okay, forget it. Forget it. I'm not gonna take testosterone because then I can't have top surgery. I'm not even gonna look into top surgery because I was already told if you're diabetic, you can't get top surgery. And that's not true. That I do know is not true. Take it from me, I have asked around. 2 different surgeons already have told me that would be fine. It's okay. As long as you aren't, you're diabetic, you're not a severe diabetic, where your levels are just sky high or too low. Your A1C doesn't have to be perfect, but it just can't be terrible. You might get a surgeon to tell you, he's not willing to do any surgical procedures on you until you get that straightened out. But that's all that is. Or to get your cholesterol straightened out, or try to get your body in better health. They're not going to deny you because you are a diabetic. That's just not true. That's not true. Take it from me. So, so I just wanted to say that. I just want to say that. Well, try to make it short here, but I usually can't do that. I usually ramble on to something else, but I just couldn't believe they were saying, and guys, beware. This happened to me, so it's going to happen to you. And because you're older, or if you're older, and I'm like, how old is this person? Oh, right, I'm 12 years older than that person. And I haven't had any doctor treat me like that. I guess I'm just fortunate. And perhaps doctors do treat him like that, but that's him. That's not everybody. That doesn't mean everybody's going to get treated like that. And he's saying like every 2 to 3 months, they keep a close eye out on him. So every 2 to 3 months, he has to get blood drawn and, get all of his levels checked. And I don't understand that either because he didn't have any prior health problems according to what he's saying. I get mine checked every 6 months. All my panels are done every 6 months. And I'm, like I said, I'm 12 years older. It has nothing to do with my age. I'm diabetic, so every 6 months for me with my GP, that's just to check my blood sugar and my A1C. And with my endo, that's just normal. That's just to check what my T levels are. And that's normal. So nothing's being done differently because I'm older. And if a surgeon does tell me they're not going to do any procedures on me because of my age, I will make a fuss about it. And I'll find a surgeon who will, do my surgeries. But that hasn't happened. If it does, I will get right back on here and tell you guys all about it. And then I'll say, beware, if you're older, this is going to happen to you. But I wouldn't say that because I wouldn't know if that was going to happen to somebody else or not, just because it happened to me. Just like I had some hair loss. I'm not going to say that's definitely going to happen to you. I'm not going to say it's definitely, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say you're going to get these gains because I did. I'm not going to say you're going to get this loss because, blah, blah, blah. And, there's younger guys, there's younger trans males that they had some health problems occur and they did go off testosterone. And they're younger. And they didn't have any, according to them, they didn't have any prior health problems either. They didn't have any prior health problems, but it made their cholesterol go too high and their blood pressure too high, but that doesn't mean it will happen to you. But yeah, it's a good idea to get things checked out so they know whether to lower your dose or they can raise it if it's too low. As far as heart problems, it can occur, doesn't mean it will occur. Okay, just letting you guys know. I've been talking on the phone all day long, I had to call Social Security, and the guy didn't believe that it was me because I haven't had a name change yet, which is a real pain. And I'm going to start working on that. I really am. The reasons I haven't had my name change is because I live in a little small hick town, and there's some people, they look a little bit frightening around here, and I wouldn't want them to know. And trust me, in this town everybody knows each other. You just tell one person, one person finds out I'm transgender, and then the whole town's gonna know. I don't trust everybody around here, and I'm not just paranoid. It's just it's trying to be wise. So when you get your name changed, you have to put your name in the paper. I don't know why that is, but you have to announce to the world. At the local paper, you have to put your name, say you're transitioning to a different gender, and you have to put your dead name, and then you have to put the name you changed it to, where everybody can see it and read it, and I don't want to do that. If I lived back in Los Angeles, if I lived back there, or somewhere in Miami, Florida, San Francisco, I would do that because nobody would care there. Nobody'd give a shit. But here, I don't know what they do, and I have had problems in the past. It was a long time ago when I was doing a drag show. I was drag king, and I did little shows once in a while at a gay bar, a lesbian bar actually, so it wasn't just your local gay bar, it was all women. And I did drag shows, and they liked it. They liked the drag shows. I don't know why, but I guess because you could dress up in drag. And then one night coming home, I was jumped and I was beat up. And I said that, and I did a whole video on that, and I took it down because some people made comments saying that I deserved to be beat up. That's what you get. So I was being harassed, so I took that video down. And I don't like reliving it anyway, so I'm not going to relive it. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what city you're in and what, because that proved it didn't matter that I was in Los Angeles. As far as announcing it and running around, showing off or whatever, I wouldn't advise to do that to this day. It's like you see some kids doing their social media, doing TikTok, whatever, and they're dancing around because they've got their top surgery and saying, "Hey, I'm trans and I'm proud," and that's great. I mean, I think you should be proud. That's great, but I wouldn't go announcing it, and that's my opinion. You can do what you want with it. I wouldn't go running around announcing it to strangers And, you don't know who you're going to run into. You don't have to be paranoid or frightened the rest of your life. Just be cautious. That's it. Cautious. Be more careful. Because it could still happen. I mean, well, it's like, it still happens to males and females. I just, I don't know who or whom. I don't look that up or anything like that, but yeah, that's my advice. Well, now I found out I can go to the judge, the local judge, and I can appeal that and ask him if I can tell him I don't want to put my name in the paper, and ask him to waive that for me, and he can. It's up to the judge. I think that he would do that if he thought I was really in fear for my life, and he thought about it. I mean, if he has a logical mind, then he'll say okay to that. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. I fill out all the forms. I already got all the forms. Boring stuff, right? It sounds like a real hassle. Then you gotta pay. It's $307, I found out. Put my name in the paper, which I don't want to do. And then if I can skip over that, then I have to get a court date, talk to a judge, and go from there. And then if I get my name changed, which I am determined to do, so I will get my name changed, then I have to call all these places. Social Security, the bank, everywhere. And finally get my name changed on everything. But my driver's license, that is one of the most important things to me, because I still have to show that driver's license of mine everywhere I go, just about. Almost everywhere. But I don't like to, because then they say female on there, and that's just not fun. It's not fun. I was on the phone all day today. I had to call lots of businesses today and try to straighten out some of my insurance plans, because they messed them up. I didn't do it. Somebody did. And the guy at Social Security, he was rude. He kept questioning who I was because of my voice. And it was just a real hassle. He didn't believe me. It took me a while to get him to believe me, and once he did, I think he did anyway, he said, well, why haven't you had a name change then? I mean, you sound like you've been transgender for a long time. I didn't even tell him how long. And he turns around and says that, And then he says my dead name, which, well, nowadays they say if you say somebody's dead name and misgender them, it's violent. It's violent. I don't know if it's really violent, but he called me by my dead name, and I got violent. Not really, but I did tell him, don't call me that. Don't call me that. I did say that. And he backed down a little bit and explained why he called me by my dead name. But he didn't even call it dead name. He just said, well, I just wanted you to say your own legal name. I said, I already said that when I first called, and you asked me that when I first called. So, and then I had to call all these insurance companies, and one woman kept saying, can you go get her? Like she didn't believe it. So, the good thing about it is I didn't get called ma'am. But it's usually, can you go get her? And I'm like, oh, well, she's right here. But I don't say she's right here. I just say, that's me. She's here, she's queer. Get used to it. I don't say that. I just say, it's me, and I'm transgendered. Then I have to explain. So I just want the name changed. I just want my name, my male name, and I don't want to have to explain to anybody that I'm transgender. I just don't want to. When I go in the hospital, I gotta show that ID again. And the time I got pulled over one time, and oh, I knew. I thought, oh, I'm gonna get harassed, and I did worry a little bit about that. I got pulled over by 2 officers. That's how small the town is. Like, I was speeding and I didn't realize it, and 2 cops were chasing me. I thought, wow, I can't believe two cops showed up. 2 different cops showed up. 2 different patrol cars. Sorry, right now I'm a little bit tired, but yeah. And of course, I got your regular, your standard procedure to show your ID, everything. Oh, insurance, proof of insurance. Well, when I had to show my ID, I didn't say anything that I was transgendered. And he looked at the ID and he looked at me funny. And he said, well, what are you trying to pull here? He said, you gave me the wrong license. You gave me somebody else's. Which I didn't laugh at the time. Now it's kind of funny talking about it now. Yeah, so I had to explain, that's me, and I'm transgendered. And then he said, and this isn't you. This isn't you. And then he said, hold on a minute, and he went to the other cop, officer, whatever cop, police officer. And I don't know, they had some kind of conversation. And he came back. Both of them did, actually. And he was being rude to me. And he gave me a ticket. Well, he didn't give me a ticket because he thinks that I falsified some information, but he gave me a ticket because I was speeding. So, and that wasn't pretty because that ticket was costly. Yeah. And so that's that story. Yeah, so I really need to get my name changed on everything. And I mean everything that I can. The only thing I can't change it is on my birth certificate because I'm from Ohio. Originally, I was born in Ohio. Of all places. And there they do not change your birth certificate. But, that's not the biggest deal to me. I mean, really, it's the other stuff. It's everything else. Because I do have a passport, and if I want to renew my passport, it's still going to say female because my birth certificate. But that's okay, I can live through that. And maybe they'll change it, one day. What else did I want to talk about? Besides beware, don't listen to everybody. Well, I don't want to make this a very long video, and if you want to subscribe to me, I'd really appreciate it. I'd love that. I'd like that. And if you got a channel, make sure you put it in the comments below. Say, hey, I got a channel. I got a channel too. Hey, Hunter. And I'll subscribe to you right back at you. But I'm going to go, and peace as always. And I'll see you next time. Hunter out.